What? Like an elf?
Bigger than that.
Oh, so he's a great big grand elf. To what do we owe the pleasure?
Back in the Withy window, folk used to call me Bombadil. Tom Bombadil.
Get off me! No! Halbrand is Sauron, isn't he?
Do you have a lizard for supper?
What is your name again, Smith?
Many that die deserve life.
Hello Poppets, Media Ghoul here. Rings of Power Season 2 is done, and boy oh boy, what an amazing season. It totally wasn't another season of cringe, of yikes, of uh-oh, of... It totally was an excellent use of $1 billion and certainly doesn't spit in the face of Tolkien, his works, and the hordes of book and film fans. 300 to 400 years to make the Rings of Power? Nah, just need a few days and a supportive wife. Oh, I just love that the rings were only made because the message Halbrand is Sauron couldn't get from one massive elven city to another. In a fantasy show. Seriously, this little moth is a better messenger than the elves. What? Oh, of course. My favourite character of the season is absolutely Damrod.
Where is Sauron?
They hyped his character up before the season came out, and it really paid off. I was both shocked and stunned when he literally changed the game, when he ran out, fell over, and did absolutely nothing. Equal to Hannibal Lecter for effectiveness with screen time. Oh, and his theme song was just so... Ooh, or maybe it's Dark Wizard. Yes, Dark Wizard is the name, Totally Not Being Saruman is the game. Yes, because Totally Not Saruman was totally not a good guy, an angel in fact, that only became bad due to Sauron's influence. No, my friends. He was actually an evil emperor, ? So bad, so dark in fact, people call him Dark Wizard. Oh, or, I swear they introduced someone else important earlier on in the season, but I can't remember. Anyway, let's have some fun, shall we? Chatting about each episode, starting with... We start with a flashback. Morgoth has fallen and Sauron is addressing Dadar and the Orky Porkies. No one likes you, he says. Everyone thinks you're all lame and ugly, but I think you're cool. Somehow, this doesn't convince Dadar and his ugly sons, who then take out Sauron prison style. Oh no, the Dank Lord is dead. Sauron then uses his frost ulti to turn Greenland into Iceland. We then see a little bit of icky, sticky tar blood seep through the floors, which leads us to... Oh, Sauron won't go down so easily. In fact, over hundreds, perhaps 1,000 years, the little icky tar consumes rats and insects to slowly reform into a humanoid sludge bro, gobbling up a human to finish the process. I know it's silly and goompy and odd, but I actually didn't mind this scene. Seeing this foul, black horror slowly absorb life in different forms, I thought was like a great way to show how dank the Dank Lord is. Even though he seemed to have skipped a few steps at the end. But perhaps we have a couple good scenes or sequences this season?
I was born in this nursing home and I'll die in this nursing home!
Is there any chance of you changing your mind?
Sure, let's go.
Sauron The dark being of pure evil and shadows meets up with some filthy humans, one of whom manages to convince the Dank Lord that, hey, you don't have to be evil if you don't want to. Oh, wait, really? I can choose to be good? Simple as that, I guess. Sauron follows the old man, Hugh man, to go live out his days as a smith in Numenor. The rings are never made, and everyone lives happily ever after. Bold choice, I know. JK. On the boat ride, the ship is attacked by the sea worm from Season 1. Sauron leaves old man Hugh man to die and takes the symbol of kings that the old man had, because he thinks it's pretty, I guess. Sauron tells the worm to piss off, and then we link up with Galadriel getting onto the shipwreck in Season 1. Nothing wrong with any of this, I think. Halbrand is king because of this symbol he took from a dead man. Yikes, Galadriel, you are terrible. Hopefully there'll be some consequences for you this season.
And if you're listening to this tape, you're one of the reasons why.
An evil, foul Nazgul chases Elrond on horseback, trying to grab the rings of power for the elves Elrond had taken. Oh, sorry, that's Galadriel. An evil, foul Galadriel chases Elrond on horseback, and it's big yikes. Somehow, Elrond makes it to Lindon with enough time to order the guards to halt Galadriel when she enters. Sure. Anyway, this leads to a big revelation for the High King Normal Dude. Sauron helped make these rings. Bah! The High King Broski says. I'm sure it's all goods, as he orders Elrond to give over the rings. Elrond, however, who for this scene is an absolute G, would rather jump than give over the rings. Which, yeah, good call. Clearly High King, just a guy, has already been seduced by the rings just at a glance. Otherwise he too would want the destruction of something potentially corrupted by the Dank Lord himself. Obviously.
You have no power here.
Cut to the kingdom of Waldreg. King Halbrand has been imprisoned and has been taken to Dedar to have a chit-chat. Let my people go, he demands. Man, Sauron is such a good guy. Dedar says, no bro. But Halbrand talks about this guy he met, who has this power over flesh fetish. Dedar, not wanting to get kink-shamed in front of his ugly sons, sends Halbrand away to be tortured, and so Dedar can hear all about the flesh fetish in private. Who will be doing the torture, you ask? Well, none other than the Wailing Wanderer, father of Mount Doom, creator of realms, keeper of corrupted things, the betrayer lord, Grand Emperor Waldreg.
There must be some evil upon this land, confusing our path.
Just a minute. We're lost.
Oh, we are back with the best plotline in the show. I know you guys missed Gandalf and the Hairy Foots. Great big Grand Elf is having a vision of finding his staff. When he touches it, he gets another vision of the next few episodes. Spoilers, bro. Cut to the Gandalf and Lady Frodo chatting and walking in a desert-looking place. But, they're being watched by an extra from Mad Max. And then, double our heroes have been walking in circles. And we're out of food and water. Lady Frodo gets an idea. Use your magic, magic man, to magic up some magical yum-yums. And, while he seems to have messed up the spell, 10 trillion insects actually lived under this tree. They say an age ago, an elf of pure light and a Balrog of pure darkness put their energy into this tree, creating an insect paradise. Yikes. Grandfoe shares his vision about the staff with Lady Frodo, and they talk about missing their respective homes. Yes, very sad. Yes. Let's get moving, please.
No, he's sleeping.
We see in Halbrand's prison there's a wee little puppy in the corner. But then, more importantly, the man, the myth, the legend Waldreg comes in and tortures Halbrand. Yeah. But then, when Halbrand is alone, he feeds the puppy and whispers sweet nothings in its ear. The Papa Lord is born.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
We cut back to Linden, where we see Elrond has survived the fall and has set up as the local troll under the bridge. We meet, Ciridan, that's his name, Ciridan, that's his name, his name's Ciridan, everybody. Oh, Ciridan, whatever, Kiri, that's right. He's important, he's an important character, I'm sure. Anyway, Elrond meets up with Ciridan the shippy, and Ciridan is the oldest and wisest of all the elves. As a quick aside, as brief as we have with the character, I think this is the first actor in the show that actually pulls off being an elf. The guy does a good job, in my opinion, and typical Rings of Power fashion, the talent is wasted. Anyway, he tells Elrond he carries something louder than the sea. Louder than the sea? Okay. I see what you did there. Oh.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
This will be a bit more important and yikes-worthy in a few episodes, but we cut to High King John Smith writing a letter to Celebrimbor to inform him that Halbrand is Sauron. One might say this is the most important and serious task to all elven kind since the war with Morgoth ended 70 years ago. So, naturally, High King country singer star Joey Bacon does everything in his power to ensure this message gets to Celebrimbor, right? Anyway, Galadriel gets a slight tongue-lashing from the High King Kang, and he says he's considering punishing Galadriel.
I am considering it.
Considering? Oh man, there is a tempest in me. Of course, after a minute of talking, Galadriel and the Baked King figure out exactly where and who Elrond would go to. Whatever, moving on.
Wise guy, eh?
Elrond hands over the rings to Círdan and discuss the nasty rings. Elrond wants them to be destroyed. Círdan seems to go along, perhaps out of respect for Elrond's father, but he mentions that hey, like 20 meters out from here, there's an ungodly abyss under the waters. If we chuck the rings in there, no one will find them, along with the countless bones of children who wanted to swim in the bay. Ha, kids. Anyway, give me the rings. I'll deal with them. But, just as they were having this convo, High King Greg and Galadriel show up. Galadriel gets to go, alone, to convince Elrond to give the rings back. But it's too late. Círdan has instant transmissioned out to the waters to drop the rings into the underwater pit. But we'll get back to that shortly.
He's been following us for 3 days.
Gandalf and Lady Frodo set up an amazing and elaborate trap for whomever or whatever is following them. The suspense, it's killing me. And then, bam! The trap is sprung, and it turns out it was Lady Sam. Speaking of Lady Sam, we cut to them eating biscuits, because fat. Lady Sam thankfully brought some maps and info with her, allowing the crew to continue the journey without going in circles. It's due to the song they used to sing, by the way. That's what we call in the biz a callback. Very thumbs up, guys. Very thumbs up.
The sea is always right. The sea is always right.
Círdan is in his boat, above the Marianas Trench. He's about to throw the foul things into the sea, but then the sea says no, and pushes the boat with a wave so Círdan drops the bag, revealing the rings to him. The rings would have been lost, but the sea said no. The sea is always right, eh? Interesting. Círdan's thinking, I may be the oldest and wisest, but this bling is fire, yo. Screw Elrond.
The worst trade deal ever made by any country, I think, in the world.
Dadar is monologuing to Halbrand. He admits about the crush he used to have on Sauron. He tells Halbrand that his people are free. Now, tell me what you know of my bay. Which, that was easy. How long has it been? 1 day, 1 night? Yikes. He gave up so easily. What? Halbrand convinces Dadar to release him, and he will fish out Sauron, as he has the trust of the elves. And, hush now. Shh. Grand Emperor Waldreg is about to speak.
You vow allegiance Tuatha, Lord Father of the Uruks.
Yes, King. Halbrand does a tee-hee. I used vague words while swearing allegiance, tee-hee. Sarabrand is so silly, ee-hee-hee.
All hail the king. Oh!
None of this matters. No, none of this matters at all.
High King Gil-galad sings to his people about the time of the elves being over, which is... wow, actually very Tolkien. Good job, guys. But we go from, hey, that's nice, to, hey, that's not no longer any very nice, very quick. Cool Dan, the shipman, shows up with the rings, wearing one already, which... who gave you permission to... whatever. He hands the rings to Gil, but Elrond jump scares him.
No!
Making him drop the rings. One dingle-dangles all the way over to Galadriel, and we now have the 3 ring-bearers for the elves, at the moment. The 3 put the rings on, and bing-bang-boom, the tree is lit. Gondor calls for aid. Look at all the rings bro has. Chill, Gil, seriously, Gil, chill.
I'm the bad guy. Duh.
Celebrimbor is chit-chatting with Discount Galadriel when she mentions a messenger has arrived. It's Halbrand, knower of alloys. Scary music plays as he enters the gates. Dum, 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 bro. That's episode 1. A touch of okay and an absolute abyss of nonsense. Of course, visually they got their money's worth. Things generally looked pretty good. But quite literally everything else? Yikes. But let's be real here. It can't get any worse, right? Right?